Okay, everybody, welcome, whoever's here. We are starting game 1 of Albertoha versus Sagittarius, aka Phosphorus. Sumerian versus Sumerian on a 2-player map, rather open. Albertoha is somewhat new to DM, but been playing for a couple of years, I guess. Sagittarius, aka Phosphorus. Well, he's one of our big, talking, flashy DM players. This is sure to be a ferocious match, I'll tell you that. Sumerian is generally a slow-starting conflict. You get some horse archers in there, mixed with sense, some towers, some heavy cats with advanced firing rate. It's a real show. Albertoha keeping up nicely with Foz, who's really just content, apparently sticking back, building up his eco at home. It's going to be horse archer versus horse archer, it appears. Foz with the first heavy horse archer out, heading forward to pick up Alber's bills. He most certainly knows where he is at this point. All those players at this level know that house scanning is possible, so they pretty much know where they're going. And this is a close position. A little bit of lag. Sorry, guys. I'm still messing with my settings, so pardon the distractions. Foz now with a couple of heavy horse archers forward to disrupt Alber's building. Albert recognizing the threat, laying down some siege workshops now to kick out those advanced fire rate heavy cats. Also some sense getting into the mix now as the action's picking up. Center map, we have towers going down for Foz, who's trying to push Albert back. Those towers will be a problem for those cats, which are popping out. He has them in production, but will he be in time? Foz pushing forward, ferocious. Lots of pressure on Albert, who's building back now. Recognizing that he needs to buy himself a little bit more time. Heavy horse archers and towers are in the mix for Foz. Those are his weapons of choice. He's starting to put a few academies down now as well, trying to clean up the infrastructure of Albertoha, who is still trying to fight back with a few heavy cats and heavy horse archers. Hasn't yet put down any towers. This is the problem with Sumer versus Sumer. It's really chaotic. So many units available. And you just sometimes get lost in the counters, which seems to be happening to Albert right now. The heavy horse archer, the heavy cats were just a little bit late. He's recognizing it now. It's time to back up and start a new game. Game 1 in the books for Foz. Game 1 in the books for Foz. Good fight for Albertoha, though. He did the right things. He got his TCs out in time. Just a little bit slow on the counters. Seems to be the story in that game. Let's check the stats. We had 24 vills for Albertoha, and we had 49 for Foz, 53 to 28 kills. That's the story. What's going on there? Looks like Foz must have lost 1 vill to wildlife. Don't see that every day. Game 2. Looks like we're moving this right along. If anybody's out there, just let me know about the sound levels.
I need food.
Oh, dang. Looks like Stronghold Rocks is not welcome. Okay, game 2 coming up, guys. Game 2 of this best of 5 between Sagittarius, aka Phosphorus, and Albertoha. Oh, the anticipation. Oh no, we're gonna get a crash? No, we are live. It's Persian versus Persian. This time, opponents are well across the map from each other. We have Foz at 12, Albertoha at 6. Both of them putting down 3 TCs, it looks like. Foz, a little bit of trouble controlling his vills there. Putting Albert ahead, potentially in the vill queue. Albertoha going for 4 TCs, Foz going for 4 TCs as well. Putting down his first military building, which would be archery range. Very interesting. Usually with the Persian, you go with Kata, and then you follow up with maybe those faster Persian elephants. But Albertoa really not taking any chances. He's going with his strongest unit and from home. So the challenge for him will be securing these minerals, right? There are 5 total gold pits out on the open map, including 2 for Ph0s. He is sending forth his horse archers now. Let's check the queue. What do we have going on here? Lots of vills, just horse archers. Very interesting. For Albertoa, it's Kata. So again, going with a stronger unit, and he's sent one out across the map now while a heavy horse archer comes in for Ph0s. But they do not have ballistics, remember. So those horse archers are a little less, especially when countered by Kata. Ph0s also sending in some cataphracts now. It will be 3 on 1 though, and Albert will be safe for now. Albert has sent one of his Kata off into the 9 o'clock zone, maybe guarding that goal, not quite sure. But look at the build out for Ph0s. He's just really fast. Really fast. He doesn't ever seem to lose steam. Pop numbers 45 versus 69, and Ph0s just building up the military now. Some towers, some heavy horse archers, some elephants, just the rainbow. The rainbow is what Ph0s is going with. And Albert really needs to recognize the threat from these towers. These are not light towers. Just one shy of Ballistia tower. These guard towers with alchemy are deadly. And it's like Albert's going to be trying to counter with elephants. All he needs to do is lay down some siege workshops and start chopping those towers down, because he will not be punching for it here. All of these units will go down. They will go down the array of tower and range fire coming in for Ph0s. Ph0s now with catapults of his own. And Albert managed to get that cataphract into Ph0s's eco. Will he do something with it? We'll check back there in a little bit. Meanwhile, Albert kind of conserving some of his military back here, maybe noticing that he needs to do something else before he tries to push forward again. Also, disrupting Ph0s's farm eco, it looks like. Or at least finding it. Ph0s has kind of a problem here because he got kind of crunched in with his eco. Look at that. 3, 6, 7, 8 TCs now hunting from. Do you see any more? We'll check back there in a little bit. Albert, he got a guard tower up in Ph0s's farm eco. Good job. That'll create some problems. Ph0s will have to direct some resources over there to counter. Meanwhile, all of these very expensive and yet capable, he's going down to the array of catapult and elephant archer fire. Albert, recognizing that these towers are useful, he started to put down some of his own. He's obstructed Ph0s from expanding over to this side of the map, but he's using so many resources to get this job done. He's got 36 on food, that is useful. Ph0s has 32 on food, so that's roughly equal. Albert a little bit light on, no, not light on food. There's plenty of food. He just needs to figure out what to do with it. And now Ph0s has started to direct some of his units over 3 o'clock, where Albert is creating problems. He has shut down Ph0s's farm eco. Ph0s doesn't have much in the way of food production. If Albert can just figure out a way to neutralize this center map area, he could have something here. He is competing. Albert is competing in this game. And this is all Ph0s has left, effectively. He needs to do everything that he can with this military. If he loses this, yeah, all those towers over at 3 o'clock for Albert are being affected. Ph0s has nowhere to go right now. He is starting to set up some military toward 9 o'clock. We're going to have some, and this is the thing about Persian, there's so many units to choose from. We're going to have some legs popping out now. Ph0s probably electing to do that because he's low on food, and those are the cheapest units, and they can still cause a lot of damage if used properly. I'm going to turn down the... Again, let me know, guys, how the volume is here. I feel like the game volume might be a little bit loud. It might not be possible to hear what I'm saying. Maybe that doesn't even matter. Albert now putting down some proactive towers in his eco just to protect that. 14 on food now. Eco somewhat disrupted. Ph0s pushing forward with this mass. Seemingly unstoppable right now. He's pushing forward pretty quickly. But Albert has 3 o'clock. Ph0s can't really do anything there. Ph0s now starting to push forward with legs, and Albert did get these siege workshops going. He does have these cats. He can shut these Ellies down, and maybe he will hold here. It seems like he might. This will be so close. Does Albert have the food? He really doesn't have the food to do anything after he shuts down this army. And nope, these cats are now going down. Paz has the position. These numbers, and oh, eco disruption. Many bills going down there in those cat shots. Meanwhile, Paz 32 on food, 159 pop to Albert's 362. Pop is dropping, and this game seems to be over as well. Although ferociously fought by Albert. So many choices, and again, Persian's so chaotic. Albert's still, nope, not producing any more catapults. Finding that, seemingly deciding that is useless. Bills chased off farms, heading to 3 o'clock for safety. Still some presence here, some military presence. Problem is food. More bills going down. Pop now dropping 3. Paz taking over the map. Albert moving in to disrupt Paz's farming economy with some legs. This will be potentially his last stand. See how far he gets here. Paz may be focused on shutting down Albert completely at 6 o'clock, so you may not have noticed. It doesn't seem to have. We're not seeing any bills being run here. He did direct some Ellies north, though. He seems to have recognized the threat now. But Albert picking up some kills here, dropping Paz's eco, and there he runs. There he runs. He recognizes, okay, it's more than just a little bitty raid. I need to move now. Paz, no food really in queue at this point. Let's check back in at 6 o'clock. Moving cats closer to 2 o'clock now to clean up Albert's farms. He's pretty much playing 6 o'clock. Albert, though, finding some cover at 2 o'clock. Farming eco seems to be good. What he needs to do now is shut down the leg production. They've done their job, but okay. He seems to say, I've fought the good fight, I've done what I can. I busted you up a little bit, Paz, and he certainly did. 323 to 197. Okay, good game. In the end, Albert had more vills than Paz. Paz just very fast. Very fast at building infrastructure and moving forward level throughout the remainder of the tournament. So, Jen, just let me know how it goes.
Start the game already.
I might need to adjust it a little bit more. All right, we're heading into Game 3 now, folks. Paz 2-game advantage over Albertoha, but a very game Albertoha. We've opened with Cho War. Interesting, because this is a civ that advantages a DM veteran for sure. Cho is one of those games, or one of those civs that you just play 1v1 often enough, and you know what to do. The one caveat here is when it comes to just straight no rules DM, no rules excepting the wall rule, of course. You're allowed to use Helopolis, right, when it's random civ generation. So when those get into the mix, it does change the dynamics of the game a little bit. We're looking at a 4 TC open for Albertoha, 4 TC, now a 5th TC open for Paz. That's, again, the thing. Paz spends a lot of time on Vill production, and it ends up paying off in the end. Albert's sending a Vill forward here. I think he's discovered now where Paz intends to paint. Interesting. I wonder if he meant to do that. Maybe he waypointed that Vill. We don't know. But at this point, Paz with one leg coming forward toward Albertoha's eco. Albert with a leg out as well, so he will be able to counter. Paz with a little bit more military building infrastructure at this point. Albertoha, one problem he has right now is his wide open this forward paint to Paz. Paz will probably just start spilling legs over this way and abandon these buildings here for now. Albert will have to figure out a way to deal with this massive legs pouring into his eco shortly. Paz laying a tower down now. That is important. Albert really needed to be first to punch with the towers. Paz putting a second and a third and a fourth tower down now. Albert putting down siege workshops to produce some helis, likely to counter this leg mass, but a little bit too close to these towers, which have an extra range, 12 total range. Those helis will get shut down by those towers. Paz just being relentless now with buildings. Oh, man. Ph0s now putting down towers. Putting down towers right around Albert's eco. And let's check the pop numbers now. 167 to 97. Ph0s now growing. Albert moving his helis out in the right direction, though. It's just that Ph0s has taken over so much of his eco. Can Albert battle back and build his pop numbers? That'll be the question. We're just going to stay centered right here, guys. But we are going to check out a back door, looks like. Yeah, okay. I recognize that late. Albert sent one Vil up north to Ph0s's eco early on, and that's what that was for, apparently. Just to try to put down the back door. At 4 o'clock? Okay, so that's just how it is. Ph0s pushing forward. Albert making some progress up middle map with his leg mass, though. And Ph0s, his challenge now will be to push through this wall of helis and towers. Does he have anywhere to go after this great success of shutting down Albert's eco? Let's check pop numbers again. Ph0s really not building as fast as I would think. 144 to 111. Albert battling back now, moving up north toward Ph0s's eco. This could get dangerous for Ph0s because he's really spent so much energy focusing on shutting down Albert's original eco that he hasn't paid attention to what's going on here. Albert now maybe getting a little bit closed off. His military buildings are exposed to this leg push for Ph0s, but Albert seemingly... Yeah, okay, he is moving some legs back now to handle this. These towers and these helis may be able to hold. This will be interesting because Albert has effectively moved his whole eco over and he's got farms going. Does he have any bills on gold? No. No bills on gold. 14 on food. I'm just going to stay centered here, folks, because this is where the action is. These towers will go down. Okay, so it relies on legs and helis now. This is the question. Can Albert hold here in enough time to rebuild his eco? Let's check pop numbers, 203 to 142. Albert not going away. A little bit of danger here as Ph0s does have racks he can send legs over to Albert's eco at any time. Albert making inroads into Ph0s's economy. Does he have enough? Trying to put down towers, perhaps? We'll see. He can move this whole leg mass over and make trouble for Ph0s. Still holding with the helis. Very interesting. Wow, that's a good match. I'm thrilled, guys. You should be too. This is a tit for tat, ferocious back and forth game 3 as Albert struggles to hang on and protract this match. He deserves it. Can we root for Albert? I don't know. We're the cast. We're supposed to stay neutral here. But this is really great. So much green on the map. So much green. Albert more concentrated. Let's check the numbers again. 105 to 189. Ph0s seems to be growing. Many of Albert's units are troublesome units. The helis. He's not microing them though. Oh, they're moving forward to get cleaned up by the legs. Now he's paying attention, I believe. No, I think that's just natural pathing. All of those helis going down. That might spell the end right there. He really needed those. And now, huge wave of legs moving into Albert's military buildings. Ph0s recognizing that maybe this is the time to push, and he's doing it, guys. Ph0s all over Albert's eco. Chopping down houses now. Man. Ah, that was so exciting there for a minute.
Yes.
And Albert calls it. Albert calls it. Okay, let's check numbers. Let's check timeline, and yeah, see, this is where Albert was holding on until Ph0s got into his eco at 3 o'clock. 517 to 369. Look at pop numbers. Relatively close this time, guys. Man, that was so good. So good. Albert, up and coming DM star.